Champagne comedy.
Speaking of comedy, thank you. We're going to actually have some, because this lady that we're about to introduce is probably the most celebrated comic in England, although we haven't seen much of her out here because she hasn't been here.
Right.
That's why we haven't. But she started out as a stand-up many years ago, then wrote plays, and then those plays actually begat television series, then came books and more series and awards and things, and packed out the Albert Hall. 5,000 they can get into the Albert Hall. 15 shows in a row packed out.
Wow.
It's a world record for Albert Hall.
Wow.
And she's sensational, and it's so lovely to have her out here. We're going to meet her in Red Faces later on, but first of all, let's catch up with Victoria Wood.
Yo.
Hello. I got really excited a little bit ago because I thought I was pregnant and I wasn't sure if I was or not. And I thought, well, I don't want to go to the doctor. So I went to the library and thought, well, I'll get out a book on pregnancy and I'll check the symptoms. So I'm in the library and there's hundreds of books on breastfeeding and childbirth, active childbirth. I had a friend who was really keen on active childbirth and she was very assertive, this woman. And she marched round and round the hospital. And when she was ready, she knelt down over a beanbag and she had it by torchlight. Well, they put the lights on, she was in the TV lounge, so that served her right. And I'm looking at the symptoms of pregnancy, and it said moody, irrational, big bosoms. I thought I'd been pregnant for 20 years, according to this. I thought, well, I don't know if I want another baby, you know, because it's not the baby, it's the antenatal classes, because, you know, antenatal classes are all run by liars. Because when you're having a baby and you really want to know what is it going to be like, they won't tell you. Like, I went to 6 antenatal classes, and just on the last class, somebody put their hand up and said, could you tell us what the labour is going to be like? And they said, oh, yes, the labour. And they got this little rubber dolly, and they got this woolly leg warmer. And they pushed the little rubber dolly through the leg warmer. And they said, that is basically what labour's like. And we said, oh, well, that's all right, you know. We'll be home by tea time decorating the spare bedroom. And then, when I came to do it, I remember thinking, it's not quite that simple. I remember looking down at myself and thinking, no, there's a design fault here. This is nothing like a leg warmer, you know. There's no ribbing, for one thing. But, because when you're in the middle of having a baby, it's a bit like watching two very inefficient removal men trying to get a very large sofa through a very small doorway. Only in this case, you can't say, oh, sod it, bring it through the French window. And also, 18 years later, the sofa doesn't turn around to you and say, I never asked to be put in the living room. But when you're in the middle of having a baby, what they don't tell you is how much it hurts, because that's what you want to know. How much is it going to hurt? And they say, it doesn't hurt. It's antenatal. They say, it's not a pain, it's a muscle contracting, it's not a pain. And you think, oh, yes, and Hamlet was written by 2 estate agents, I suppose. Because what they don't tell you is, if it gets a little bit uncomfortable, they say, just ask for an epidural. But what they don't tell you is that when you're wheeled into the delivery room, howling and screaming and blaming your husband for everything from the start of the Second World War onwards, you glance down into the hospital car park, see a big coach leaving, balloons, streamers, people waving, big notice on the side, anaesthetist day out. And you say to the nurse, who looks about 14 and a half, can I have an epidural? She goes, oh, not today. I think you can have one next Wednesday. She said, no, I need one now. Can you give me an epidural? Not really, I've only ever done it on a grapefruit. And another thing they never tell you, when you're having a baby, as the baby pops out the front, a hemorrhoid pops out the back. Mine was massive. Weighed more than the baby. I phoned my mother up. Knit 2 hats. But they got this obsession now. They want to show you the baby's head coming out, and they're always getting a mirror to try and show you. And it's just like being at the hairdressers when they show you the back of your hair. And you feel obliged to go, oh, yeah, it's really nice, yeah. And you're thinking, oh, God, it looks terrible, but it might be all right when I've run it under the cold tap. So you're lying there, you think, well, I've had my baby and I've had my hemorrhoid, and that's all right. Then you have to have the stitches. They come at you with this great big needle, like something for mending lobster pots with. So you think, that's all right, I've had my baby, had my hemorrhoid, had my stitches, then the milk comes in. And whatever size you were to start with, suddenly you've got like 2 nuclear warheads stuffed down your nightie. So you're lying there, you're crying, the baby's crying, stitches hurting, hemorrhoids are throbbing, bosoms have gone into overdrive. People are ducking past you as if you were a lawn sprinkler. Oh, God's sake. It's at that point, a woman with a 14-inch waist comes in to tell you about contraception. And as she leaves, this woman, she always says something like, now, don't forget your pelvic floor exercises. These are very important. You must do them 50 little squeezes every day. Nobody will know you're doing them wherever you are, on the telephone, waiting for a bus, just do them. So you ever see a woman at a bus stop, and she's going like this. She's doing her pelvic floor exercises. Or she just banged her hemorrhoids on a litter bin. I don't know which. But look, listen. I gotta go. No, look, shush. I gotta go. But anyway, I wasn't pregnant in the end because I went to the doctor. I said, look, why am I not pregnant? You know, I'm doing all the right things. I'm taking vitamins. I'm putting a pillow under my bottom. I've stopped drinking. And she said, well, are you having sexual intercourse on a regular basis? I said, look, I can't do everything. Good night.
You're not going to believe this. Daryl, we get audience questions occasionally, right, from the show. Is there a doctor in the audience, as my girlfriend only has 4 days to go? And if she gets too excited during the show, she might go into labour, and we'd like to be prepared. Is it a gag, or are you really 4 days to go?
Wow.
Well, and I hope nothing Victoria said put you on edge, all right? Okay, well, good luck with it. I hope you last the next hour and a half to go. Good luck. But you skilled in helping if...
Oh, yes, I've got scissors and an apron. I'll be right there.
We'll be right back after the break. Victoria Wood, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Would you believe?
And we can boil the water, too, just to make a cup of tea. We'll be back.